My mom texted our entire family and said, "I have a confession to make. Get over here, ASAP. This must be serious." My mom's only done this once, and that was when my grandpa died. I rushed over to my parents' house and everyone was already there. My husband, my Aunt Judy, both of my sisters, and several other family members. My mom stood up and said, "Everyone be quiet." She had an intense look in her eyes and nobody moved or even breathed. I found something out a few weeks ago that I've been keeping to myself, and I have to come clean about it. It's not something that I did. It's something that I witnessed one of you doing, and I haven't been able to sleep or barely eat since this happened. Everyone shared nervous looks of confusion and fear. I'm going to give the person here one chance to confess and free me from having to carry this burden of guilt of being the only one that knows. Please free me from it. Out yourself. You're in this room and you know who you are. Now everyone was really freaked out. My uncle stood up first and said, "I slept with my yoga instructor while my wife was in the next room meditating 22 years ago on Christmas. I never told my wife, and now she's passed away and I feel terrible about it." My mom was not expecting that at all and said, gross and totally inappropriate. But it's probably better you didn't tell her that while she was alive. And that's not what I'm referring to. You and I will talk about that later. My uncle sat down and tried to hide in the corner after that. Then my brother stood up and said, "I've been sniffing Elmer's glue again. It's usually after I put the kids to sleep. On weekends around 3 a.m. I'm sorry. It takes me back to a happier time from middle school." My mom was surprised and said, "I didn't even know you were into glue. Good to know, but also not what I'm talking about. Anyone else?" My grandma jolted up and blurted out, "I'm the one she's talking about. There are several men at my retirement home that I've slept with." My grandpa stared up at her in shock. She said, "Sorry, Fred, it's not totally my fault since we ain't done it in 17 years. My grandpa responded, "How many men have you done this with?" My grandma proudly said, 17 and counting. The entire family was shocked. Then my mom said, "Okay, I was not expecting that at all and wish I could go back in time and erase that from my mind, but that's still not what I'm talking about. I'm going to give this person one more chance to come clean, or I'll confess to what I saw." Then I became even more horrified when my dad stood up and said, "I'm addicted to eating random things. Paint chips, cardboard, the dog's toys. I can't help it. That's why I drink so much Alka-Seltzer." My mom glared at him and said, "That makes so much sense now, but that's still not what I'm talking about." Then my mom glared directly at me. I said, "What's with the look?" She kept staring at me and did this weird signal thing with her head as if she was trying to get me to say something. I said, "I'm not sure what's happening with your head right now, but why are you looking at me like that?" My mom responded, "Is there something you'd like to share with the family?" I was totally taken aback. Was she referring to me as being the one that's supposed to confess something this whole time? WTF? I said, "No, there's nothing I want to share." She got in my face and said, "Are you sure about that?" I shrugged my shoulders, not having a clue what she was talking about. "Fine. If you're gonna make me say it, I will. I saw you sleeping with your older sister's husband 3 weeks ago. In the laundry room around 2 a.m. Don't you dare deny it." My older sister and her husband were horrified and she said, "Is that true?" I adamantly denied it because it was a total lie. They didn't believe me. Then my husband showed them pictures on his phone that showed both of us at a party at that time and on that date that proved I wasn't even here. My mom apologized. Then my 18-year-old younger sister who looks a lot like me started crying and said, "It was me. I slept with him. I'm really sorry everyone. He's just so handsome and looks great in biker shorts." My other sister and her husband were mortified.